Hey, what's going on, Man Cave Nation? This is Man Cave Analytics, episode one. Gonna be having an AFC South preview of the power rankings. And also, since the Drake CD came out and that's all the rage everybody been talking about, we're gonna do our review on that because we listen to music too as long as listen to sports. We're gonna talk about a couple other things as well. Got my co-host here to my right, Teron. This is your boy Mo Johnson. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Everybody in Man Cave Nation. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you like the content. And we're gonna go ahead and get started with this AFC South review real quick. And it's gonna be 1 through 4, and pretty much gonna rank the teams how we feel. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be on top, who's gonna be at the bottom, who's gonna go to the playoffs. Go over the rosters, free agent acquisitions, draft picks, and pretty much just do a review of all teams in the division. And so I'm gonna get started with mine, of course, for the AFC South again. I got Jacksonville Jaguars number one. They went to the AFC Championship last year. Best defense in the AFC, statistic wise, and they finished off with the best record in the division last year as well. So we'll put them for number one. And number two, I have the Houston Texans. Number three, I have Tennessee Titans. And then number four, lastly, the Indianapolis Colts. Now let's go back to a team-by-team basis as far as personnel and what they got to offer and what they would be, what we feel they'll be doing, from our opinion, this upcoming season. Jacksonville Jaguars, their strength is the defensive playmakers at every level. They got a supreme pass rush, opportunistic secondary, athletic linebackers who can run and hit and cover. You have a bludgeoning run game, young team with swagger, especially on defense. The weaknesses is inconsistent QB play, tentative offensive play calling in the clutch, as we've seen in the playoff game against the Patriots. And they have no dynamic playmakers on the outside, in my opinion. They've, acquired some wide receivers in free agency, which we'll get to in a second. So that's my number one. Teron, what's your take on Jacksonville overall?
I think we match up pretty good as far as what you listed, strengths and weaknesses. I would add to that the depth. I don't think they have a whole lot of depth on the offensive side of the ball in terms of the running game. I think they give you a whole lot of Fournette, and he's able to carry a large piece of the offense. But once you get past the first tier on offense, especially at the skill positions, I don't think they offer a lot in depth. Of course, we know Blake, the quarterback situation, is terrible,
inconsistent.
Yeah, but I just think overall they still the class of the AFC South. I think they're still going to be there at the end, in contention, one of the top 2-3 teams in the AFC.
Okay, well, they've done a couple things to upgrade the offense. They're not top tier weapons, maybe second tier, third tier at best. But I feel like it's giving Blake Bortles more options. Bottom line, at the end of the day, it still will come down to him making reads, read the defense, getting the ball out of his hands, and also not necessarily having to be a playmaker, but getting the ball to the playmakers. Because I think the offense is kind of simplified, in my opinion. They don't run a West Coast. They kind of run that power game where there's a lot of power, a lot of downhill between the tackles running, and they want to get play action, and they kind of want to play outside the numbers when it comes to getting the ball down the field. As you see with the free agent acquisition of Dante Moncrief, they got Austin Seferian-Jenkins, who's a tight end, inline tight end, decent blocker, but mostly, a seam tight end, somebody you can command the middle of the field, pull the linebackers, pull the strong safety, out the box. They got Niles Paul at tight end, who's a serviceable guy, pretty much an H-back, good blocker, and also another inline tight end. He's not a move tight end. So they've done a couple things, in my opinion, to give Blake Bortles more options. I still feel they need that alpha dog. Why didn't sign my man Robinson to a long-term deal, even though he's coming off injury? It's kind of beyond me. Maybe I don't know, because he didn't really sign to Chicago for that much money. So I felt like they could have tried to at least make an attempt to keep him, but they didn't. But I really feel like Blake Bortles needs that guy that you can throw open, that guy that has a big window, because he's not an accurate quarterback. He's decent on the move, but he will just throw that stupid ass pick just randomly because he don't read the defense or he's taking a chance. So I feel like they could have did a little bit better, but this offense is serviceable. And with their defense, shit, you don't need but 24 points, and you can win the game pretty much. So they're giving them an opportunity. Not that much. Yeah, man. That's true. So what else did they do? They draft. They went out and got Taven Bryan, D tackle from Florida. They got DJ Clark, wide receiver out of I want to say SMU. I could be wrong. I don't have an assistant, so I have nobody fact check. Y'all got to bear with us. Rodney Harrison at safety, and Will Richardson at offensive tackle. So that's my number one. You got anything else you want to add to that?
Well, I think DJ Chark will definitely inject some youth and speed in that offense that they badly need. I looked at him a lot during the draft process, and I know he's a speed player, so that'll definitely help him out if Bortles can get him the ball. So,
how do you feel? Just to go on a little downward about that, just that, because you know that we watched that playoff game last year, man. It was like I never seen no team just come out with something that just threw the Patriots all the way off and then just blow that shit just by overthinking. And they did it on both sides of the ball. They did. It was on defense too. They stopped playing man, stopped playing that drop zone bullshit. But do you trust the offensive coordinator to work with Bortles to expand the playbook and to keep trying to evolve, or just trying to robotically move the chains, which we see a lot of times don't work because you don't let the quarterback be comfortable. He's just pretty much a robot out there doing what you want to do. What do you feel that Blake Bortles need to do to take the next step?
I don't think he's going to take the next step. I think it's all up to the offensive coordinator, and he showed, how good he can be in the first half of that New England game. He went away from what he was doing. He became predictable. Yeah. He got kind of scared of his success that he had in the first half, and he tried to outthink himself and come out and fool the Patriots and say, we're going to do something different.
You're not going to do that.
But as far as pushing Blake Bortles to do more, I don't think you want to go that route. It's going to really be up to him and his play calling in order to at least get Bortles to, be respectable.
Right.
But it's basically all up to him. But he can do it. I like that. He called a perfect game that first half against New England. A perfect game.
He pitching the shutout, just blew that shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. So that's it on the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. Second team is the Houston Texans, who I got at number 2. Is this your number 2 as well?
It is.
Okay. Houston Texans' strengths is game-changing dual threat QB, top 5 wide receiver with good complementary weapons on the outside, sneaky good run game, top 10 offense when QB is healthy, experienced coaching staff, good front seven when healthy. The weaknesses is injuries, lack of talent and depth at the offensive line, lack of playmaking in the secondary, need an upgrade in the middle of the defense, upgraded both safety positions. Well, they got one upgrade, obviously, with Honey Badger. So, what are your takes? Because I'll let you go first on this one to kind of digest these Houston Texans. What you think about?
I love their roster, especially on offense. Well, on defense too, but especially what I like about their roster is they can do they can do a lot of different things. In my opinion, I think they got the best tandem of starting wide receivers if you count number 1 and number 2, probably in the AFC, between Will Fuller and DeAndre Hopkins. With Hopkins being a all-around beast, and Will Fuller speed blowing off the top. Yeah. Last year he showed that he can get it done, and with the playmaking and improvisation of Deshaun Watson, yeah, they're going to be formidable.
Definitely. I was a fan of the kid when he played for Clemson. He's a big game QB. I feel like, he can get it done, man. Just the one thing that kind of bothered me, and I this really came to life in that because I think he stopped more towards that Seattle game, but that just Bill O'Brien. First of all, let me credit him because he runs that Patriot style offense, that intermediate short route, rub route type of offensive style, and he had been running it because he had some of them, non-athletic quarterbacks trying to pretty much mold his team around the New England Patriots and what he did up there. So he the fact that he was able to realize that he had to scrap that with the quarterback that he has now, dual threat, exciting game player, can extend the pocket, make plays. For him to be able to scrap that playbook and realize, okay, I got to play to this kid's strength, I'll give him credit for that. But the part that just bothers me, man, is the fact that he's trying to, what you see a lot of times with real athletic quarterbacks, they still want to frame them and put them in a certain kind of mold. I feel that the maturation with them winning from the pocket has to come from them. When he gets comfortable, like truly winning from the pocket and not running, as we've seen with Donovan McNabb, Steve McNair, Steve Young, Randall Cunningham, even though Randall Cunningham was cool, but when he first was, starting out, he was just damn near like Michael Vick, just running everywhere. But you have to let them mature on their own and start to learn that I do have to win from the pocket. I don't want to keep taking these hits. But don't try to scheme and frame them, because when you do that, you're taking away their game.
What makes them special.
What makes them special, exactly. Thank you. So I just felt like at times he would take the reins off, let that boy play. I mean, but then when shit started getting crucial and it's time to go win the game, let him, he's a big game quarterback. He's already shown that in the biggest and brightest moments, he is going to perform. And just watching that game, and it was another game they played. I think it was Cincinnati. He kind of did it too as well, even though they won that game. He would try to rein him in. I need you to call this play and run it just like this, and then do like that. Just taking all the improvisational part of the X's and O's out of it, and just say, go to this guy, go to that guy. If that guy ain't there, then go to this guy. No, just let him play. And I felt like towards that New England game when they just ran the ball 3 times straight, tried to kick a field goal, you can't play like that with Tom Brady. You know what I mean? And he had been slicing that defense up the whole game. Why make him stop then? So to me, if he doesn't back off and let that boy play, he's gonna have ups and downs. He's gonna have games where he throws 2 or 3 picks. He's gonna have a game where he fumbles, somebody knocked the ball out of his hand. He's gonna have a game where he gonna take that real hit from one of them real athletic linebackers, a defensive lineman. That just comes with being a dual threat quarterback, but he has to let him play. I know that that's easy just for me to say, not being a coach, and he's a franchise face of the team. I get all that, but just let the damn boy play. Stop trying to rein him in. Anybody that looks at the X's and O's and looks at analytics, they can see times where he is being told to do something specifically and not be a game changer, not be a playmaker. You can tell. As soon as he comes out his drop, you can tell. So that's going to be the key factor as far as where the Houston Texans go, because this boy can play. He can play, but you have to let him play.
Right.
And that's my thing on that. But I think this is a really good team. I like the rosters, offensively, defensively. I like the fact they went and got Honey Badger, because that was the one thing that I felt about their defense. They can get to the quarterback. They're serviceable on the run, but they don't turn the ball over. If it ain't a fumble or a strip sack, they'll just it's 3 and out, hopefully. but there were no game-changing interceptions out there. So I feel like that was a good move. So that might bolster their defense up a little bit. But their front seven is real. It's just as real as Jacksonville with everybody healthy.
Let me back you up 1 second.
Go ahead.
We was talking about that offense and how dynamic that passing game can be. One thing I think they should have added to, I like Lamar Miller. Of course, he's from the University of Miami. And, you know, I'm a Hurricane fan. So, but I would have liked to see them upgrade that running back
to a traditional power back.
Yeah.
I can see that.
A 1A and 1B, not necessarily replace Lamar, but I don't think Lamar is necessarily a feature back. I mean, I know they got Foreman, who's okay, but I don't know. I would have liked to see them go with a more power.
And I think they still got Blue on the roster too. Blue, he's a bigger back, about 230.
Yeah, but I think his ship is sailed.
Yeah, he's not explosive at all. He's gonna get you 2-3 yards.
He had a couple of good runs, 2-3 years good run, being decent, but I would like to see them. I think that would have helped advance their offense a lot with somebody helping Lamar Miller.
The LeGarrette Blount type.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. But he gonna need that too to get them hard yards because he can't be running all the time and stuff. But what about the offensive line? Because I mean, from a draft pick standpoint, I think they got a guy in round 3, but they lost their best tackle to Seattle. I really don't know what they did in free agency. I got to go back and look because of course I took my notes right after free agency began, but I don't know where they're at right now. But
I see one problem on the offensive line.
Their line for the most part was trash.
The right tackle, they got him slated in. They got to pick him up from Buffalo free agent Chantrell Henderson. And with him coming over, I watched him a lot. Huge guy. When he came in, he was number 1 recruit in the nation, but he never developed because he didn't have good coaching at Miami.
Right.
But I see that being a problem at right tackle.
Pretty much a Turner style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless Bill O'Brien can get in his head and develop the athleticism.
From a run perspective, they run a zone scheme. So it's just pretty much everything is just about movement and getting to the next level, double team movement, or one guy picking off another guy or double team in the center, pretty much getting all the points of on the line of scrimmage, points of attack at the line of scrimmage, and trying to get to the next level. And then they got Lamar Miller, who's slashy, who's semi-patient and has a burst. So the run game I felt was adequate last year. And with the fact that they had DeAndre out there on the field, you know what I mean? That also opened the run game up because he can take it on a read option type of deal, down the C gap or to the outside or whatever. So I feel adequate as far as the run game, but passing wise, I mean, you can't just keep relying on that boy to buy time. I feel like this draft, if they didn't do anything, they should have went out because they already got Honey Badger, and I don't think they had a first round pick this year, but they should have went out and got at least 2 or 3 offensive linemen.
I agree.
And whoever don't cut it and don't make it, in training camp, you cut them or whatever, but give you some more options.
A whole lot of talent.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
Talent on that offensive line. There's a lot of free agent pickups. I don't see a lot of center is a 2nd round draft pick.
Yeah, and they're an intermediate deep ball team. Even though they have complementary plays and do rub routes and similar things that the Patriots do, they rely on DeAndre Hopkins to get down the field. They rely on Fuller to get down the field for explosive plays. You can't do that shit if you ain't got time.
Right.
And you sitting up there, especially with the way Bill O'Brien be sitting up there robotically handcuffing that boy, trying to make him win from the pocket. You can't ask him to sit up there and do that when you ain't putting nothing around that's going to block. So that's just why I really, really like this team, man. I'm just conflicted with a lot of the not the free agent moves, but the draft picks. I'm conflicted with certain units on the team that they just haven't. It seems like they just damn near ignored, and so that kind of kept me from putting them number 1. And even though Jacksonville doesn't, I'm not high on Blake Bortles. I feel like he could be serviceable, so they get something else. Right now he just, like when you messing with somebody, you ain't really feeling like they just something to do. But I just couldn't put them number one because it's just it's a lot of
linebacking core is strong.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just couldn't put them number one though, man.
Oh yeah, I agree. I got them number two too.
So that's my take on them. What do we have with the Titans? Because that's my number 3 team in the AFC South. What do you?
I like them. I actually like them. I got them number 3 as well, but I don't have them a far number 3 from Houston. I think they're actually going to battle Houston.
I think so.
And I think they're going to be looking for a wild card, maybe that's 6th spot towards the end of the year, you know. But I like Tennessee. They seem to be a tough team. Running back, love the running back. I think Mariota is. I like him. I know he's not a world beater.
He's a gamer,
but I like him. You know what I mean? I just think Tennessee is a solid team across the board. That's what I think.
Well, they have a young, dynamic, dual threat QB. They got a top 5 tight end, a mauling offensive line, run game, and pass game. Good complementary wide receivers. Got a top 5 defensive tackle. The weaknesses, they have no outside pass rush, inconsistent in the secondary, lack of athleticism in the middle of defense, and they got a new coaching staff. So my take on them, just from a stating, I kind of agree mostly what Teron says. I think they're going to be in the top 5 in rushing. I think they're going to complement what Mariota does, but I feel like they're going to expand the playbook just a little bit more because I don't know if some maybe Tennessee Titans fans are aware of this, but they have the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach from the Rams. So their offense is going to be a little bit more exciting. I think it's going to be more down the field, more pick your poison, intermediate, flat, deep route kind of deal. They're going to, come off the bus with the run game. You know that because they got a really, really, really solid offensive line. I would have liked to seen them. I could be wrong. They might have got a scat back. Matter of fact, they did. They got old boy from the Patriots. The little jitterbug running back.
Deion Lewis.
They got Deion Lewis. So yeah, they got somebody to compliment Derrick Henry. So that's good. And I like Mariota, man. Mariota, they got a solid team. And
the tackles, Taylor Lewan and Jack Conklin,
good, solid first round picks. The one thing, man, that we don't have this discussion before, of course, offline or whatever. When you see that coaching tree from the Patriots, in my mind, you see that hire and they come on the ESPN ticket, it's like, oh shit, here we go. Because first thing they come out there and do is try to make it some in the Patriots East, Patriots West, Patriots South, but
that don't work.
That shit don't work. It don't work. But the one thing about Mike Vrabel, I feel like he got so much swagger and so confident in what he does, and there's a actual body of work there, which we didn't go on a deep dive about the defense because it's formidable. But with the Houston Texans, he coached that front seven. He turned he put that team, even though they were good under Wade Phillips, but he turned that front seven and propelled that defense to top 10 when they were all healthy. And he changed Jadeveon Clowney from just being a speed rusher to just an all-world beast. And I feel that he's going to push these boys, Arakpo. What's the other guy from Georgia Tech? Thomas, what's the
Derek Morgan.
Derek Morgan, excuse me. They don't either.
I want to see what he does with Harold Landry, the first round draft.
No, he's gonna coach him up. But them other two that been there, that should be now. They had no pass rush, and you got 2 first round picks on that offensive line. I mean, a defensive linebacker that are the pass rushers or whatever. They got no pressure out them boys, and that kind of exposed that secondary, which I felt wasn't really that bad last year. They had a formidable, decent secondary to at least be able to get stops, and some of them boys would jump on the ball, but they wasn't getting no pressure on the quarterback. If Jarrell Casey wasn't being disruptive, they didn't do shit. So I feel he's going to make them boys shit or get off the pot, because I got some young boys waiting right here with Derek Landry. Then he went out and got the middle linebacker too, didn't he? It was a linebacker he got in the draft. Somebody he got 2 Alabama players or one.
Yeah, he got Rashawn Evans.
Exactly. Good three-down linebacker, solid downhill player. He can cover, he can blitz, stop the run, good gap control, hand technique. So
one thing you mentioned about Vrabel and improving the pass rush, and I see some similarities to Mike Vrabel himself when he played for the Patriots. He's not the most explosive speed type of guy. But if you remember when the Patriots, when they had those big linebackers,
he played with good leverage, though, man.
They played with very good leverage. They were strong and they were very relentless. But they schemed sacks a lot of times with their secondary.
That's true.
And they scheme sacks, and I think he can have that same impact because Morgan is not explosive. He's not blowing by nobody.
Nah.
He's big, you know. But I think with that secondary, you know, maybe he can bring some of that Patriots defensive scheme, like they used to do.
I think so. I mean, the sky's the limit, man. But I like the acquisitions that they've made. It seems like they're really working with the GM to upgrade the defense. They lost a couple pieces here and there, but nothing that's not going to keep them moving. They got Josh Klein, a guard from I want to say the Panthers. They got Dion Lewis, Malcolm Butler, DaQuan Jones, Kevin Panfowl, guard. I can't remember exactly where he came from. But just like we were talking about earlier, Rashad Evans, inside linebacker, Harold Landry, outside linebacker, Dane Krickstack ran in round 5. I think he's going to be a good special teams player, but real fast. So they really done things to make sure that even if the defense isn't the calling card, that it's not going to just be out there being a shield. It's not going to be just 11 guys that you trotting out there and just hoping they make a play. It's going to be some plays made from that defense, and I feel that he's going to coach the hell out that front seven to make just like he did with the Houston Texans. Because, I mean, seriously, when he started coaching the linebackers, they went up in sacks, and it wasn't just Watt no more. They were, just like you said, scheming sacks, putting Clowney at defensive tackle, putting them at outside linebacker, putting them at 5T. He was doing things to make
mixing up the coverages.
Off
to man.
They were doing stuff, but all of their as a whole, they were always a good defense because they had good players. But I think they come out this Texans. I'm talking about, not to go off back to the Texans, but the ball would be snapped, and it's like who gets there first. Mike Vrabel got there. It's like no. We're not gonna do that because there's gonna be times when you got an all-world tackle over here, you're not gonna beat him.
Right.
Or you got an all-world center in the guard right here, you're not gonna beat them. We got to learn how to use what we have here to manipulate and attack the weaknesses of the offensive line. That way we're always in the backfield, always making a play, always getting the sack. And that's kind of the Patriot way.
They got some pieces to do
it too. Exactly. So they're gonna do it through coaching though. It's not gonna be I'm gonna run everything Belichick do just like he do, and I'm gonna run it down here. No. That shit ain't gonna work. But I feel like, unlike Josh McDaniels, unlike Romeo Crennel, what's that big old dude who used to coach for them, the offensive coordinator went to Notre Dame? Charlie Weiss.
Yeah, Charlie Weiss.
All them cats, they tried that shit does not work. Number one, you don't have Belichick. Number two, you don't got Brady. It's not gonna work. Be who you are, implement things that you learn through coaching, and in my opinion, you'll be successful. And I think he'll be the first one to buck that trend out of all them damn retreads and them bums that done came from New England.
Well, a lot of those guys too, Charlie Weiss, Josh McDaniel,
Bill O'Brien too.
Bill O'Brien. A lot of them, they got a lot of coaching experience. But one thing, Mike Vrabel got a lot of coaching and playing experience. He's seen it on both sides.
Yeah.
So when he go and he get in a player face and he tell him this, that, and the third, the player can't do nothing but respect it. Whereas Josh McDaniel coming out there 27, 28, 30 years old, and he's doing that when he was in Denver, it didn't go over well. You know what I mean? And Charlie Weiss is taking basically just trying to go to Notre Dame and think it's just supposed to work like that. He's the genius, but you got like the best quarterback there to ever play.
Yeah.
So
they just thought it was sweet, man, because they went somewhere, but it's a lure about New England, of course, that we seen with the Jacksonville game, and time again, they go up there to Foxborough and they just scare the shit out them coaches, and they outcoach themselves. So you're not going to take that, pack it up in the bag, and take it to where you go. No, that's a culture that has to be developed. But then too, be yourself. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't mean to go in deep dive about all that, but like I said, I'm very high on Mike Vrabel, and I feel that he is going to be the one to buck that trend. And I think Tennessee's going to have some success. I look for them to let's back up a little bit. Let's go just record. I know that's hard to forecast like that, but I'm gonna say Jacksonville Jaguars. What you think their record gonna be?
Jacksonville, no worse than 11-5. I don't see them being no worse than that. Okay. I'm gonna give them 12-4.
12-4. Okay, Houston Texans.
I will give them 9-7.
I will go 10-6.
Okay.
Tennessee Titans. What you think?
8-8, 9-7. Right.
9-7. I go with that because they're gonna be in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Okay. Indianapolis Colts, even though we just going to them. I
don't give the Colts.
I don't want to go 0-16.
I'm not gonna give them no more than 3. I'll give them 2-14.
I give them one game.
I don't see them.
The team is so young.
I just don't see it.
And this is what we
Luck coming back, right?
Luck coming back, but they have nothing.
And we don't know when he comes back what he has, because he's been out almost 2 years.
Frank Reich is a good offensive coach. I feel like he'll tell it to get the game to whatever strengths that he can do, what he's comfortable with.
But can Luck be Luck without Luck's body? We know he still got it mind, but he relied a lot on being bigger, stronger, arm, athleticism. He relied a lot on that too.
And I don't we got to be analytical. So I don't want to, for any Colts fans that'll be watching this, I don't want to feel like I'm shitting on your team. I'm not. It's just I'm real hard on teams that and organizations that don't do their due diligence. And when you look at what they've done over the last 3 or 4 years with the GM,
that's Ryan Grigson.
Yeah, this is a culmination of Ryan Grigson. When you don't build your team properly, when you don't put the right things in place, not only do you lose your job and everybody else that in your regime loses their job, but you hang the quarterback and the staple players on that team out the job, because it's literally, I'm sorry, it's going to take at least 2 years to fix this shit. It's really that bad. They've drafted top first round pick offensive linemen. Someone from Alabama. Nothing.
Since Luck has been there, what has they put around him?
They have no identity, bro. It's give him the ball and let him do everything. And that shit works to a certain extent, but
they miss with the running back.
They miss with the running back. They gave up first round picks for retread players.
Receiver who's been good.
No. T.Y. Hilton is the shit. I mean, but again, he's only gonna go as far as Luck goes. And if they traditionally had a problem protecting him, hence the reason why he's coming off shoulder surgery.
They missed with both tight ends.
They
didn't miss, but they don't have him no more.
No, they don't have him anymore. Dwayne Allen was decent.
He's decent.
Now the other dude that went to New Orleans, he kind of soft to me.
Yeah,
he don't catch shit over the middle. He wasn't gonna go out and leap and dive for nothing because he don't want to get hit. He's a finesse tight end. He really was a move tight end, and they forced him to play in line. Mm-hmm. But again, back to Ryan Grigson, man, it's just your GMs, player personnel. That is so pivotal. And when you have something, and I'm a Giants fan, I can speak to this, even though we're a lot better off than them. When you have somebody like Jerry Reese that's just absolute trash, and he'll give you an Odell Beckham or a Collins or somebody like that, but then his next 8-9 picks are just trash. This is what you end up with in your rebuilding, and it's so hard in a competitive league that's full of parity, because you have a team that was 6-10 the year before, them to go to the Super Bowl. It's full of parity in the league. But if you don't put yourself in position constantly every year, and I know the draft pick is a crapshoot, you don't know what you're going to get, but at the same time, to miss so bad so many times at key positions, offensive line, you got to have 3 players on that offensive line just to be able to compete, and that's left tackle, center, and whichever guard, depending on your run scheme and what you like to do. You got to have 3 players. You can't name one.
Well, speaking of that, though, you got to have 3 players. I agree, you do.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, we both, I know for a
who's
fact
that left tackle?
Talked about
put that in there.
They got Anthony Costanzo, first-round draft pick, number 11, in
where he from?
I think he came from Wisconsin.
Okay.
I'm
Big
not
12,
sure, but I
guess.
think it's Wisconsin. But they did get Quentin Nelson.
Now,
and we both loved him.
We jumping ahead. Don't go back. Don't go to that's a part of the draft pick section. I got you. And he that's a good pick, but that's this regime. You get what I'm saying? We're going off of. I'm trying to explain to fans how having a horrible GM will put you in this position. The GM you got now, hey, on the low, the Colts had a good ass draft. Since we jumped out there, let's go ahead and go with that. Round 1, Quentin Nelson, guard, great pick. Darius Leonard, outside linebacker, great pick. Braden Smith, guard, decent pick.
It's a good pick, actually. If you're gonna run a man blocking scheme,
and that's what they're going to a power base because that's what San Diego ran. And Frank Wright comes from San Diego. Kamiko, and they're also going back to a 4-3 out of a 3-4. So you look at Kamiko Turi, defensive end. Taquan Lears, I know you know about him, defensive end. I think he was out of I forget where he's at.
Taquan Lewis out of
does it say where he's
from? It's not, is it Bowling Green?
Naheem Hines at running back. So
Naheem Hines can be good.
They can be good. I said that. I mean, I was talking to somebody about that who was a Colts fan, but he had a lot of miles on him from the college he came from because he was all he had. So if he starts having leg injuries and getting hurt early, he might be a bust. But if he get the opportunity to go out there and do his thing, I think he's gonna be a beast because he was a beast in college on the low. But they had a good draft this year. But you're not gonna start bearing the fruits other than Quentin Nelson and maybe one of these defensive ends. You're not gonna start bearing no fruit from this right now. It's gonna take a year for them to get used to the speed of the game, to be able to be reactionary and not thinking a lot. It's going to take time.
I don't even see how they're gonna line up and walk these 2 cornerbacks out there on the field.
Bruh, but that's what I'm saying. And we could be wrong. We're being analytical.
That's true.
They can come out and win 8 games and be 8-8. You don't know. It's parity in the league. It's just how it goes. But my point again is when you have a bad GM, you will have a bad team traditionally, and not just from a year-to-year basis for consecutive years. And so you have this guy that's getting paid millions of dollars to make these decisions and in charge of all these people who are there to bring him talent. And this is what they have left to put out on the field. It's trash.
His roster is horrible.
Like
Marcus Hunt. Some of these players should not be starters.
At all.
Good depth.
And they're retreads from other teams.
Al Woods. He's had it. He used
to
be okay.
Decent.
I don't know how much he has right now. Jabal Sheard. He was decent at one point. He probably still got something.
Play the run. He ain't no 3 down.
John Simon, same thing. When you got, it's okay to have them sprinkled in, but when you got a roster built around those type of players,
that it's gonna be a long season, bro. But the free agent acquisitions, since Eric Ebron at tight end, they got Ryan Grant at wide receiver, and Danico Autry at defensive end. He's serviceable on 3rd down. So I get it, man. I think they know what they're in for.
Can I take one of my wins back?
No, you should have seen the recording I did, dog. I was like,
I gotta take one of my wins back, dog.
I was like, Indianapolis Colts fan, your team is trash. I'm sorry. We try to be professional analytical, man, but I'm just calling a spade, dog. Y'all gonna be in for a long one, homie. A long one. I'm hard on teams that got bad GMs and they just allow that shit. Like they allow Ryan Grigson for years. Did not put shit around that man. And they missed on major players, dog. Just bypass Pro Bowlers and shit and pick trash. So I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so rough on y'all team and beat you up, dog. But I'm sorry. Hey, you gonna have to hold it. Y'all gonna have to eat this. So Indianapolis Colts fans, I pray for you. But just hey, there's 31 other teams out there. Just enjoy the NFL.
If I was a fan of them, though, I'm looking towards. Okay, your team don't have the best roster, but you can still enjoy the season.
Yeah,
you looking for bright spots. You know what I mean? Yeah. You looking to see, is Quentin Nelson going to dominate? Is he what he was billed to be?
And they had the free safety they had from Malik Hooker, good player. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's gonna be a Pro Bowler, rangy safety. Kind of Earl Thomas, like real feisty. Mm-hmm. He got good ball skills. So there's a couple players out there. I can't name anybody in the front seven. I'm sorry. I didn't see nothing. But I think them going back to a 4-3 is good. Everybody a 4-3 is more traditional and is less complex than the 3-4. So they can simplify things and just let them boys go out there and react and make plays. And they have the defense has an opportunity for some of the players, not all, for some of them, the players that are drafted, the young guys, for them to step up. And then that way they'll kind of know, okay, well, we were good at this last year. We can build around this. We were good at this last year. We can build around that.
Right.
That gives them the opportunity because I really think they're realistically, especially with the bar being set so high by Jacksonville and the Houston Texans, they know they ain't going to. In the division, they going to go 0-4.
How would you approach? You can't go in and, how would you approach trying to win games with that roster?
Building the culture, playing hard, every snap, every down, and getting the young guys to rely on each other, and getting the older guys that if they're not going to be around, at least let them bond with each other to where they can learn how to be a pro quickly.
But would you let Andrew Luck throw it around the yard?
They don't have a choice. That's what they make their bread and butter like that. So they make their bed with that. They're gonna have to lay in that. That's what they've done.
I would be reluctant to do that though.
I mean, he don't need to take 5-step drops every damn play. Of course, get the ball out of his hands. But
that's your only chance.
Yeah, that's it.
If you want,
you're not gonna move the ball. Yeah. You can say, he can run the ball methodically, be patient, methodically. Let's dink and dunk it. Yeah, you have no offensive line.
Right.
I mean, your offensive line is trash.
And with that defense, how many times can you punt to another team knowing they're coming down the field most times?
And knowing they're going to be on the field all damn day too.
Right. So you got to throw it around.
Yeah. But, hey, look, Luck is getting $100+ million. Hey,
true.
Go out there and do what you got to do, bro. Hey, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for Colts fans, but not for the organization. You did this.
And then look how much they had a good, how long, 15-year run?
Not even that, bro. They went and took from the Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck to transition seamlessly and kept winning. But they were winning on Andrew Luck's steam. And just that's why Grigson was getting so much of a pass. But when you look at the bare bones of what they were doing, that man wasn't supplying them with shit. He was just bringing in retreads from other teams that were just keeping them afloat. Mm-hmm. But then when those guys get old or their contracts is going and you don't want to pay them no more, what you bring behind them? Nothing. They let 2 Hall of Famers, which Mathis should have went out better than the way he did. Freeney should have went out better than they did. That's indicative of the organization, of the owner, and the coaches at the time.
Yeah.
These are Hall of Fame players. They're trash.
From the owner to what Grigson did.
It just reverberates on down through the chain of command. Just a bunch of pricks. Excuse my language, but that's what it is. So anyway, man, that's our take on the AFC. It's supposed to be like a 30-minute thing, but kind of went over. But it's just what it is. Man Cave Analytics. We are very passionate about football. We talk about all sports. Soccer, baseball, not so much, but basketball, football, MMA, boxing. It's a lot of things to come, man. We got more co-hosts on the way. We're gonna be just chopping up about a lot of things, man. This Man Cave Analytics.
Speaking of boxing, there's a fight coming up.
Who?
Saturday. Mikey Garcia.
I gotta see
defending his title, 135. I forgot the guy he's fighting, but Mikey One of my favorites.
I've been watching MMA. I ain't even been checking for no boxing right now. Once I found out that their Canelo fight wasn't going down, I just gotta been checking for.
Well, you know it's back on now, right?
Hey, I heard. But so yeah, we gonna go over this. Since of course, it just came out today. So with me again, like I said, we listen to music, rap music, and R&B, everything. But it's a very popular artist, Drake. So I feel like we should just take a couple minutes, man, and just kind of, after we've already digested it, this is how we feel about it. Because of course, it was a big controversy with him and Pusha T, and we already know who won that. We're not gonna go into that. Drake got to hold that L. It is what it is, in my opinion. But you gotta hold that because he got at your ass. But
yeah. You come out and have to make a public announcement. Yeah, you lost that battle.
He copping please, and I'm a Drake fan. I fuck with Drake. Don't get me wrong, but you just got to hold that one on, man. Ain't nothing personal. But now, like I said, now that we digested the album in its entirety, how do you feel about it? Because I like
typical Drake.
It's a typical Drake.
Typical CD. Drake. He don't miss.
Yeah.
It's gonna get played on the radio. It's gonna get played in the club, and it's just something that typical Drake.
It's like 4 or 5 radio hits on there, along with the 2 that's already in rotation. The 2 cheat code ones that's going directly to the females, of course, which you can't get mad at that. But I like number 3. I like the song that he has with I want to say Young Thug, or is that Travis Scott? I always mixed him up. I'm sorry, I'm kind of old school a little bit. But so I don't know these new guys as much. I do know Drake though. But it's like I said, it was a good CD, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
CD.
I don't know if it's album of the year yet because I've only listened to it once.
Gotta wait till Meek come out because Meek gonna come hard.
And he is something different.
Yeah, Meek gonna come hard this time. I got a feeling.
He's bringing bars.
Yeah.
He's back to his Philly nappy braid shit. So I'm real interested to see, and he's talking about some real grown man shit.
Yeah,
the rolling game and all that. The kind of saying, because he realized like it's more to that. Which I still mess with that Meek. I like the rolling talk and all that's cool. But it's like, okay, bro, it's a maturation point that everybody takes in life. Like, what's next? What's next?
How long you feel like you're gonna ride to this Drake? How long you think it's going? What kind of run it's gonna have?
I can live with it, man. Shit, I can live with it about a month. Cause shit, I ain't gonna lie, dog. That everyone's life was hard to me. Everybody was like, that shit was riding. More Life, the last CD, that shit was riding to me, man. Everybody was like, it's all right.
I don't think I was on that one.
That shit was way harder than Views to the Six. I know some of y'all gonna be in the chat and comment like, nigga, you tripping, but I'm just, my sonic, what drives me sonically is a little bit different. I will say, a lot of people get on me for, I think American Gangster was one of Jay-Z's hardest CDs. A lot of people disagree, but just sonically, I just look for different shit. So again,
you did not like Views?
No, I thought it was okay, but most of the good songs was on the radio, so it really didn't and it seemed like he was a little more aggressive, but at that time, I don't think his bars reflected the aggressiveness. And then you gotta look at the time too, where you gotta put an asterisk by that shit, in my opinion, because those were the Quentin Miller days, allegedly.
Because I'm looking at his little albums, and
that More Life, just to me, was a rider. It wasn't because he was spitting; it was the collection of songs.
He's been on a downward trend
as far as what?
I think. Thank Me Later. What a time to be alive.
Hard.
Nothing was the same.
Hard.
If you reading this, it's too late.
Hard.
Take Care. That's it. That's that block right there.
That discography
is all better than these last 3. I think.
It's gonna be a fall off, and if you a fan, you always gonna say I like the old Drake. I mean, that's cliche, we know that, but he's still,
and the production didn't fall off though. Production is the same.
He's actually getting better with the artists and the producers. Yeah,
right.
I mean, but I can live with it, dog. I mean, it's just regular Drake to me. He can miss me with them subs. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I caught a couple lines in there, bro. And
too late, huh?
I ain't gonna fast forward this shit. It ain't that serious, but I peeped that. But it's like, nah, bro. You got another man coming out trying to save you. I ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. It is what it is. I'm glad he gave his perspective on why he did what he did. that's cool to know. But other than that, you can miss me with that.
But at the end of the day, okay, he took the L. But is it gonna matter?
Nah, because the girls is gonna buy his shit regardless.
Yeah, it's really.
I guarantee you,
nobody's gonna be checking for Pusha T.
No, and his album is better than Pusha T.
On a
sonically,
right?
Sonically,
not saying Pusha T don't.
Because that shit, it was hard. It was hard.
But Drake just got that fan base.
Yeah, and they don't care what he do.
Mm-hmm.
So they was looking at him funny for about 2 days.
And they was hurt.
Yeah.
They was hurt.
Your hero is a regular nigga.
And they were holding out hope, like, oh, he about to come back. But
he got that girl pregnant. Shit.
It really was. It was the best thing. Though. It really wasn't nothing he could have came back with.
That boy looked just like him.
Shit me.
Yeah, I did. You got going the deep well, but I looked at it. He got that nose, that big ass bottom chin, all that. Well, I can't say that, but yeah. So but it's a decent album, something to ride to. It's take a little out of town trip or whatever. I'll put it on because it's a very good eclectic mix of bars, rapping, and he has the sonic sounds where he's coming with the little crooning and the what they call that what's that stuff? That little T-Pain type of shit on there, whatever. Auto tune and all that stuff.
I'm gonna definitely get a chance to really listen to it. Yeah. I'm gonna be on the road.
Did you listen to that Tiana?
Next Thursday. Yeah, I did.
I liked it.
I liked it too. That.
Yeah. And I think I got the original. No, excuse me. I think I got the one that she didn't like. The one that they changed things on that she was complaining about on Twitter. So they having a re-release, which actually is released today, where it's the way she wanted it with the samples and the hooks and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go back on little media sites and buy it or whatever again. I don't want to plug them on here. We're not going there. But yeah, I'm gonna go rebuy it, man, because they having a re-release today. So, but that's the take on that, man. What else do we want to talk about, man? We running like at 51 now. We're going to cut it in a second, man. But again, appreciate for anybody tuning in. And if you like, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, man, this is just pretty much episode 1. We got a lot of stuff in the tuck, man. But we are in our infancy right now. You see, we out here, we thugging it, doing what we got to do, man, just to get the content to the people. Most stuff coming on the way, definitely. Do you have anything else that you want to bring up or talk about?
Nah, man. I guess we covered what we wanted to cover.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you inviting me on.
For sure. So yeah, man. With that being said, man, K Nation, appreciate y'all for checking in. More things coming on the way, and we're gonna holler at y'all later.